What is up, guys? I'm Rick Kakis, and today we've got some brand spankin' new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, unveiling official information. And so, let's get started. Now, this week was huge for Destiny 2. The next season of the Splicer, releasing on May 11th, was officially unveiled. I've done two videos on that. Firstly, I had a trailer breakdown showcasing all the hidden stuff in the background that you may have missed. Check it out if you haven't. But the other one, and the one I would definitely recommend watching if you haven't, is a breakdown of everything official you need to know about this new season. So we're going over in that the seasonal calendar, all the seasonal ranks, a bunch of rewards, and more. Now, moving on from there, however, in the TWAB, there was some brand new information revealed, with a lot of that info pertaining to new rewards coming next season. So let's start here with this armor set, and this picture is actually the first time we're officially seeing it, and that's because this is the seasonal armor set for Season of the Splicer. However, if you take a look at the seasonal ranks, you're gonna see that there's no armor pieces there. Unlike every other season where you're constantly getting armor pieces in your season's pass, Bungie says this time the seasonal set is going to drop from the seasonal activity. So the Overload 6-player matchment activity is definitely going to be the main place to farm this. And honestly, these sets look fantastic. What does still remain within your season's pass, however, is these armor sets, and those are awarded, as you can see, as ornaments, again similar to previous seasons and their seasons past. So definitely a little bit of a different thing this time around. And that does mean if you're lagging a bit behind in your level, it's going to be potentially a little bit harder to level up. One of the tricks you could do is hold on to the Season's Pass armor and then only withdraw it when you had an armor piece that was lagging behind in level, because your Season's Pass armor would always be the exact level you are. So it was, again, a big help to those leveling up, so keep that in mind. Moving on from there, however, Bungie talks about how there are also going to be in the Season's Pass two weapons. We have a shotgun as well as a machine gun shown here, and then the sidearm is of course the exotic weapon associated with the Season's Pass. You're going to unlock it right away if you buy the Season's Pass, otherwise you get it for free at level 35. But we also have this image showcasing the new seasonal rewards. We've seen this before, but Bungie does confirm that these are going to drop from both the Override activity and also Umbral engrams, just like the Battlegrounds weapons in Season of the Chosen. And we actually got some information on the pulse rifle shown in the bottom left-hand corner, because Bungie actually says, I'm personally amped for a new pulse rifle from the seasonal offering that'll fire quick with just a little kick. And that would indicate that this is going to be a rapid fire frame pulse rifle. The only one in the game that's not sunset currently is the one from Iron Banner, and that's pretty exciting for those people who like that archetype. Moving on from there, Bungie unveiled the brand new ritual weapon that's going to be in Season of the Splicer. Here it is. It's the Null Composure Fusion Rifle, and Bungie says it's unlocked through a quest like normal, and then once you beat that quest and acquire the weapon, you can collect the Gambit, Crucible, and Vanguard themed weapon ornaments to further customize your style. So pretty interesting, we're seeing a fusion rifle here, and that's because in a previous patch note, Bungie actually nerfed Reservoir Burst, and that's a really old perk that's only available on one single weapon, the Long Sunset Loaded Question, which was an old Pinnacle fusion rifle. This perk made the first shot of your magazine deal extra damage and cause enemies to explode when you hit them. It was a really good PvE perk for fusion rifles. So could that be returning on this ritual weapon? That's actually pretty likely. Moving on from there, we have this image here of the three kind of activity weapons. So for strikes, they're adding a grenade launcher, breech-loaded grenade launcher to the loot pool. Hopefully that's kinetic, because we really don't have any that aren't sunset. Then for Gambit, they're adding an SMG, and for the Crucible, they're adding a hand cannon. Looks to be like a remade Duke, so another 120 hand cannon. Oh my goodness. But again, these are going to be added similar to, the Royal Chase rocket launcher in strikes and so on. So these are going to be pretty hard to acquire, pretty hard to farm for. But if you are in those activities grinding them, maybe you can get lucky. Next up, Bungie also revealed the 3 new Nightfall reward weapons coming next season. So here they are, and Destiny 1 veterans are going to remember a lot of these, especially that scout rifle. And yes, that appears to be the Hung Jury. Now that scout rifle in Destiny 1 was one of the best scouts ever made, had some of the best stats, could absolutely laser people from across the map. Man, it was fantastic. If that's even a shell of its former self, this could be one of the best scout rifles in the entire game. We've also, of course, got an old school Omelon sniper rifle, as well as an old Vanguard fusion rifle. Definitely kind of a fusion rifle theme going on with these rewards. And then lastly, Bungie is kind of talking about how cool these rewards are, and they reveal some more information. They say some of the best feelings in Destiny are those moments where you uncover a sweet weapon with the perfect perk combination. Want an auto rifle that gains extra damage after defeating an enemy with a grenade? How about a sniper that's quick on the draw, but can also be rolled with Dragonfly? Every season invites interesting choices and new playstyles. Wow, so firstly, a perk that increases damage after you throw a grenade, that's not in the game currently. Like, Grenadier just gives you more grenade energy back, so that's potentially a preview of a new perk coming next season. Additionally, the sniper rifle seems like it can get quick draw and Dragonfly, which isn't something we normally see, so that's another cool feature. Moving on from there, Bungie talks about some of the information regarding the next Sandbox update that is launching with the start of next season on May 11th. So let's go over the buffs and nerfs that were just revealed today. Firstly, we have abilities, aspects, and fragments. Firstly, Bungie added colorblind support for all of these different things. That's fantastic. Then for subclass tuning, firstly we have Hunters. The freeze detonation from Silence and Squall has been reduced from 12 meters currently to 8.5 meters in radius. That is a big change. Right now, Revenant Hunters, I mean, if you're on the map, it feels like you're going to get frozen. So that might have been a needed change. But also, the enemy Squall now has a red ring to define the area as it approaches. Okay, so that's going to let you know when you're actually in the area of effect of the tornado. That's honestly really good. Then for Titans, the Shiver Strike melee energy is now refunded when Glacial Quake ends. That might be scary. And then also, they fix an issue in which players can trigger the Whisper of Torment by standing in an opponent's barricade. So that's a good exploit fixed. Then for Warlocks, for the Shadebinder, the Bleak Watcher aspect now grants 2 fragment slots. And for Chaos Reach, they fix an issue where Chaos Reach was allowing it to penetrate some thin walls or objects enough to damage and kill opponents on the other side. Honestly, this is kind of a pretty significant nerf just by fixing this bug, because, I've played Chaos Reach and I know I've gotten some sus kills from people pretty far behind cover, and I'm sure you guys have too. So that being reduced quite a bit with this patch is going to mean that Chaos Reach is definitely a little bit less powerful. Next up, Bungie actually brings in Sandbox Discipline lead Kevin Yanes to talk about the Sandbox, saying, quote, "The Sandbox team is working on a slew of tuning updates over the next few seasons. We're aware of key points of feedback in PvE and PvP. In Update 3.2.0, we have a few minor changes to Stasis Hunters and some bug fixes that you see above. Here's a quick list at some key places we're actively looking at for the future. So, Stasis Freeze, slow accuracy penalties, the Whisper of Hedrons, and they're going to share more in the future. So if hopefully your hated things are on that list, that's good. But as we continue forward, Bungie actually revealed that they have a brand new UI element coming next season, and that is Nav Mode, showcased right here. So they separated bounties from quests in the Nav Mode. All bounties now appear in Nav Mode, and they can no longer be tracked as a result. And then the category switching on keyboard and mouse can be controlled with the scroll wheel, and tracked triumphs now appear in its own Nav Mode category. So just, you whip out your ghost and you have so much more information, so many more things you can track. Next up, Bungie made some changes to UI and the helm, which you can read right here, but I want to draw your attention to Legends added to the Director Destinations tab, and this is where you're going to find the Vault of Glass in just a few weeks. That's really interesting if they're adding a whole new section, Legends, because Vault of Glass is its own standalone thing, like Venus isn't being added. This would indicate that Bungie is considering adding more content as standalone things from Destiny 1. Maybe Vault of Glass won't be the only old school raid we see return. Next up, there was some changes to Glory, Valor, and Infamy, and you can read them right here. Basically, there's going to be sub-ranks for Glory and Valor, not just for Infamy now. There's some minor changes. Things aren't really changing that dramatically, but the big thing is that next season, you're going to want to spend all your Vanguard tokens because apparently there's going to be an update after that to Vanguard, changing that vendor more similarly to how, Crucible works in that rank up system. So yeah, next season, spend all your Vanguard tokens. And that is really it for the main pieces of information revealed today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, found it informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKakis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.